Hi guys, this is Grace and welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you the products that I pulled out from my stash to create my next 10 handmade cards, 1 homemade kit series. So if you're new to my channel or you're new to this series, I have been doing this for I think at least a couple of years, and it's not a monthly thing. It's kind of like an every other month thing, but I have been really inspired by all of those card kits that I've seen out there, and then YouTubers will make 10 handmade cards out of all of the contents of their kit for that month. And I like that idea, but I mean, if in reality, I really don't need to go out and buy a kit from a store or online store or manufacturer, because I have a ton of stuff already in my stash. And so that's why I called this series 10 handmade cards with 1 homemade kit, because I make my own kit. So this month, because we're past February, I decided I'm just going to skip February, so my cards will not be kind of love or Valentine themed, but more so kind of a spring type theme. Okay, so the inspiration usually comes from pattern papers, but really my inspiration came from these homemade die cuts. So I have been kind of not envying, but I've been really liking the die cuts that you see out there that you can create the backgrounds. I even forgot what it's called, but I know that My Favorite Things has them. I know Simon Says Stamp has them, but I figured, you know what, I have a electronic die cut machine. Why don't I try to make my own cut file and to create these kinds of kind of window, I think that's what it's called, window background dies. And so that's what I did, and I'm really happy with the results. Of course, I saved a cut file so I can make a bunch of this next time, but I just started cutting them in white and also in craft, just to kind of test them out. And I also, one of the things that I love about the latest die cuts out there is that they have those stitching on the edges, and I'm not sure if you're going to see it in this video. It's probably not going to catch it, but it does have some stitching on the edges of that, which I also added with my cut file. Now, I'm not very good, or I'm not really knowledgeable about sharing files online, but if I figure it out, I will make sure to add it to the blog post for this particular video or particular post on my blog, and so you can grab that file for free if I find it. I'm not going to promise you anything right now. I still have yet to Google it and how to properly share files online and all that good stuff. But if I do figure it out before this video goes live, then make sure that you check out, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you check out the description below for the link to my blog, and then you will find the blog post over there. And then if I get to share the cut file there, then you can grab it. Now, I don't know if, because I have a Silhouette Cameo, so I'm not sure if I have to change the file name for that so that it could go to other, I don't know. I'm not that technical savvy, so maybe I shouldn't even say that out loud, because then I'm promising something I can't deliver. But anyways, I will try, because after I've done, I mean, it wasn't so hard, but it did take a few minutes, and I just thought that, you know, if you like it, I could share it with you. Okay, so anyways, those are these are the inspiration for this particular page kit, or sorry, card kit. I also made a circle one. This one is a 12 circle one, and the only thing I gotta say though is when I put this on my A2 size card, the long sides, the left and the right sides, are actually way bigger than my A2 card size. So, but there's a little bit of a gap for the top and the bottom. So I might have to trim this down. It will affect the stitching on this, but we will see. I mean, I'm not too concerned. I mean, it is homemade, so I'm not so like, I'm just not gonna make a big deal out of it. So those are my inspiration. Now, because I have this paper with all of these circles, I remember that I have this very old 6x6 paper pad from Cartabella, and this one was 2013, so it is super old, but I still have it, and I still have a few pieces of paper here, and it's very vintage, but it does have kind of the springy type feel. But this is the paper that I remembered I had, which would work well with just putting that on the top, just so, like that. So I'm thinking I'm going to use that definitely for the circle. We'll see. And then because this doesn't have a lot of paper left over, and I really do like layering my papers when I make my cards, I pulled out another paper that I've had for a long time. This one's KI Memories, and this one's 2012. And there's just a little bit left, but it has some solid back, and then it has some subtle papers on the front. So I'm hoping that I can bash these two papers, if not bashing them all, at least most of them. So those are my pattern papers. And then I also found this one on my table. They were just leftover cuts from a project that I did about 6 months ago, and so I'm going to try to incorporate. This is from a die from Pretty Pink Posh. So and it's just the hello die, but I cut the hello word from this panel, so I have two of those. And then for stamps, I have this one that I bought I think at a garage sale, and I'm guessing this is Stampin' Up. Oh, there it is, Stampin' Up and Whimsical Words, and it's wood block stamp. And I don't really like wood block stamp because I don't get to see where I'm stamping, but I wanted to use it up because I've had it in my stash and I haven't really used it, and I don't understand why I buy something and I don't use it. So I'm going to try to use that, and those are just sentiments. And then for added sentiments, because I'm thinking if I use these kinds of circles and then back it up with pattern paper, some of these ones won't fit in the circles. So I needed like a strip of sentiment to go like in the center or on the bottom. And so I pulled out a couple of my Inspired by Stamping stamps. I used to be in their design team, so I have these stamps, but they're not in packaging. So I pulled out Petite Banners and also Happy Occasion Sentiments. And they're just, as you can see, just block letters and just strips, which would work well if I have a ton in the background already. So that's what I pulled out. And then as far as dies, I bought this Square Nestabilities die from Joann's. They were on clearance for $9.47, and then when I purchased it, they were having one of those extra 20% off everything. So I got this for 20% less than the clearance price. So I thought that was a good deal. And plus, it's a square nested die, so I thought that it would be a very useful tool for me because it's pretty generic. And so I'm going to try to use these squares. And then I also have had this Mama Elephant fringe die that I bought maybe 2 years ago, and I've only used it maybe like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. And so I'm going to try to see if I can use the fringe. Fringe had nothing to do with spring. I was going through all of my dies and figured, hey, you know what? I haven't used this in a long time. I'm going to pull it out. And then, as you can see, I have papers. I have the, the kind of generic stuff, not generic, but like all around products. I think that's what I'm trying to say, all around products. But then I needed like images, and so I pulled out this die cut pack from Simple Stories, and it's called Dream Big, and it has a few really cute designs. Like it has some cats, mermaids, unicorn. And so I figured that instead of like stamping an image, I can just use some die cuts to make it faster. And also because I'm not very good at stamping or coloring stamped images, so I thought that this will be good. And so my plan is to add these like inside the circles or inside these, maybe create a scenery. I don't know, we'll see what I figure out. And then for cardstock, I usually add cardstock because this will be my base. And so I pulled out a cream one. So each 8.5 by 11 will create 2 A2 size cards. And that's why I have 5 8.5 by 11 cardstocks here. I have the beige. I have 2 whites, because I figured the whites would always work well with these kinds of die cuts. And then also if I have some papers that are bold, I can always, like, you know, ones that I can't really match with these other ones, that I will work on it with the white and also the beige. And then I have two, the green one and the purple one. I pulled them out because they, I could see some of those colors in this die cut pack. And these, I think these are Nina cardstock. They're textured cardstock that I purchased that Tuesday morning. They were a pack for like $4, and they had different colors in it. So I pulled those two there. And then for finishing touches, I pulled out two mini jewels and one mini pearl set from Doodlebug. As you can see, there's not a lot left in these packs, and so I'm hoping to bash them or to finish them off for this particular card kit. So those are the items that I have planned on using for my latest 10 handmade cards, 1 homemade kit. If you like these videos, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and make sure that you hit that bell button so that you will be notified when I post a video, when one of my videos go live. And also, if you have any questions, make sure that you leave it in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys when I post the first process video for this kit. Usually I split them in half, so the first 5 cards will go up maybe a day or two after this, and then the cards number 6 to 10 will be in the like maybe a week from today. So again, I will catch you guys another day. Bye.